Hi, you guys. Today I'm going to be telling you how I make over 10K a month by solving other people's problems and how you can too. It is really easy, and I'm going to be giving you so much free knowledge that I paid coaches for. And I wish that this video found me before I spent over $600 on coaches, but I am going to give it all to you for free. I have my notes because I had to put all my thoughts onto paper because it's just too much to know and spew out, and I'm not good enough with words. So I have been in business for about 8 months. I was previously an occupational therapist, got my master's in occupational therapy, worked as an OT for about 3 years. I got burnt out. I didn't love it. I had been organizing people's houses, playrooms, pantries for free my entire life, even around the neighborhood. I didn't know you could make money from it. So when I stumbled upon a podcast about professional organizing, I was intrigued. I heard this one person explain in the podcast how she made $160,000 in her first year, which is crazy. I won't make that much, but I definitely am on track. I feel like I'm picking up the pieces now, and I just was blown away. And I was like, I didn't know I could charge people for my gift. I emailed the person that was on the podcast and I was like, can I pay you for your coaching services? And she was like, sure. What about this cost? And I was like, sure, I will pay it, whatever. I just want to know what you know. And that's the best money I've ever spent because I've made that over and over and over again. So I do recommend hiring a coach in your area. And if they don't offer coaching services, ask if they'd be willing to teach you. Most people would be surprised. They might say yes. So anyways, so she taught me a lot of this and I paid for this knowledge, but I also feel like there is so much business out there for everybody that I'm not going to make you guys pay for this. I decided to quit my job without a single paying client. I was like, I know I'm good at this. I know I've paid a coach for all the secrets and I can do this. First, I had to get my LLC. I already had this, but I had to do a doing business as. So got my LLC. You can pay places like LegalZoom to file your LLC for you. I was like, I'm not paying whatever money. I'm going to do it myself. So I looked up how to file an LLC in Texas. I followed everything on the state site to get my LLC. It was not hard. You don't need to pay LegalZoom, honestly. And then I got my LLC in the mail. And I was like, woo woo. And then I got my doing business as and my organizing name. And then once I got approved for that, I was good to go and get a Google profile. So I got my business on a Google profile. I think it's called Google My Business. And then you can say like, here's my name, here's all my details, and then you'll get approved by Google. And that's where people can leave reviews for you. I also had to make a website. I literally made a website in a day. It was not hard. I did spend the money on premium packages that like take sales from your website. I forgot what else. Google Voice for my business number. So I use Wix as my website. I can kind of show you guys what my website looks like here. And it was really fast. They even have an AI feature that you can type in like what your business does. It makes a lot of templates. It just has to be good enough for people to understand that you're a verified business and to kind of buy in a little bit of trust in your business. On my website, I did not have a portfolio, which I'm going to show you now on my website. I did not have a portfolio until about a couple months in because I didn't have that many examples of the work I've done because I hadn't done any work. But all that you need is a couple of clients to trust you. And then you can start building your portfolio. So I advertise my professional organizing business on my HOA Facebook group. So people in my area, I basically said, hey, I'm starting out. Here is it might have been 50%, a 50% off discount from my website. You can use this code. You guys are my first clients. Highly discounted at the beginning, but it was 100% worth it. And in this time, it's okay to discount your services because you are building that trust. So your trust factor is down here. So your pay has to be down there. And then as soon as you get trust in the community, your pay can increase literally within a matter of months. So just trust the process, start low, and then you can scale high. Thumbtack. This, if you do not take anything away from this, please take this gem. Thumbtack. Such a good lead generation source for me. And I think it can be for you too. I see all the time people are like, Thumbtack. I'll show you a picture of it here. As you can see, you can go on there and find any services. I've talked to other professional organizers and they either love or hate Thumbtack. And I think the people who don't like Thumbtack are just doing it wrong. I've never been a salesperson, but if you really believe in your product and you can really solve somebody's problem, it's easy to sell. I wrote down some tips for Thumbtack because I figured these out along the way. No one gave them to me, but I really believe that this makes or breaks your business. Number one, they're going to go on the website and they're going to say, I want a home organizer. I want a handyman. I want a pressure washer person. I don't know what their name is. I want whatever service. And I want a mover, for example. They're going to go through this list of people and then they're going to pick a couple to reach out to. And you are paying every time someone reaches out to you. $20, $30, $50. It can be expensive. But what really matters in the return on investment is if you sell to them. And sales are hard. Not really. I thought they were. But sales can be hard if you don't believe in your product. But I really believed in my product because I knew I could solve these people's problems. So when you're like just telling the truth, it's not hard to sell. It's not like a sleazy salesman that you're trying to one up them. Like you're genuinely trying to help people. And if you are, then like the sale will come. Literally. I don't know what the percentage is. I should know that, but very high, very high. There's only a couple every week that I'm like, we're not a good fit, or they go with someone else because they're cheaper. Because you got to know your worth. All right. These are the tips. Number one, when that message comes in, you have to be fast. Message first. Mine is usually, hi, thanks for reaching out. I would love to help you out with this blank problem. Here's my website for your reference, because I want them to see my portfolio and my Google reviews and all that. So I link there. And then I usually say, I'm at a job right now, but I can call you at 4:30 p.m. Or after 6. Just let me know if that doesn't work for you. And even if they don't respond, I call them. I say, hey, Sally Sue, this is Amanda from Organized Pro. Can you tell me a little bit more about your project? How can we help you? And then they'll go into all the details. The biggest thing is listen. Hear their problem. And then you reiterate the problem back to them. That playroom does sound like it would be really frustrating to keep clean and tidy. And I have done so many playroom projects. I can send you some right now as we're speaking on the phone. Send them some before and afters. Like these are some of the examples we've done in the past to help moms keep their playrooms organized. And here are some of the things that they've been saying. We can absolutely solve your problem. And what date and time would work for you for us to solve that problem for you? And then they're like, oh, great. I can do Saturday. And we're like, great. Me and Sarah will be there on Saturday to help you out with that playroom. Would you like me to purchase products for you? Or would you like to purchase them yourself? Or do you want us to work with what you have? She's like, oh, for sure. Here's my budget of $200. Go buy product from Target. I'm like, great. And I bring the products. We show up that day. We solve their problem. And then I ask for a review at the end. That is the entire process. Seriously. From the start to the end. And then I get payment at the end. But I would send them the payment and they will pay the invoice via like credit card, Zelle, Venmo, PayPal. You want to have as many payment services as possible, because if you only accept Venmo and they don't have Venmo, then they're going to be like, I'm just going to go with the person who accepts credit card. Now, my website, Wix, I hear Squarespace is also good, but I only have experience working with Wix, and they accept credit card and just do a transaction fee. It's so easy, so worth it. Not my headache. They handle all the credit card information and everything. At this time, I'm going to talk you through some of my projects. This is my favorite part. So this project I literally did yesterday. This project was just me because she booked on my website for just 6 hours, and that's usually just one organizer. I hadn't seen the project before. I typically ask for pictures so I have an idea going in, but she just wanted to buy the services and be done with it. So I showed up to her apartment in downtown Dallas, and there was a lot of moving boxes because she just moved into this gorgeous apartment. And so in those 6 hours, I finished majority of the project, and I told her, I can stay an extra hour and help you finish, and then you just be done with it, or I can come back another day and we can tackle it then. And she was like, I will pay the extra hour, just finish it. It's already looking so good. So then we had this beautiful result at the end, and she absolutely loved it. Please bear with me because my mic went out when I was talking about these projects, but I'm going to briefly go over some of these projects and kind of talk about when I started having contractors, because that will also be helpful in your business in making more money. This project I got off of Thumbtack. They just moved into their house and we organized everything from Container Store. This next house was my first house I used with contractor. We did their entire kitchen and pantry and got them all moved in from California. So this was my biggest job, and I didn't even know I could make that much more money when I have help because I can take on bigger jobs. So if you're a handyman or an interior designer, don't be afraid to take on help. It's really not that hard. Wave is an excellent source for accounting and payroll, and I will link it in the description, but payroll on there is really inexpensive. It's $6 per contractor, and don't be so scared to hire help. I actually found my help through a Facebook group. I just posted and said, hey, anyone like organizing? And I got such a huge response. And from there, I was able to interview and weed out some people that were able to help me. Even if you can't find a service on Thumbtack that you want to offer, maybe there's another way you can apply the information I gave you into a shop like Etsy, or I guess drop shipping. But I really want you to understand that you can offer so many services to people that will truly help them. And in exchange, when you're helping somebody, they're willing to give you their money because you are solving a problem that they either do not want to deal with or would just rather it be done faster. The last project that I'm going to put up here is a garage that took us 3 contractors, 2 days, and then a third day for 2 more contractors to finish. And we made their garage into a library and fit her car in her garage, which she had not had her car in the garage for 7 years. And let's just say they were very, very happy. Little things like that, helping people solving their problems that have been a headache for 7 years, is where you're going to make the most money because you're providing the most value. If you found this information helpful and it will make you more money or supplement your income on the weekends, please give this a thumbs up and subscribe because it will help support my channel, and I appreciate the favor in return.